Today, we're diving into a fascinating new idea from researchers at Carnegie Mellon, and it tackles a problem I think we've all felt. It's called CowPilot, and the big question it asks is, what if your AI web assistant wasn't flying solo? What if it had a skilled co-pilot who was actually you? You know the feeling, right? You ask an AI agent to do something that seems simple, like find a specific product review or book a flight, and you just watch it fail. It gets stuck, clicks the wrong thing, or just scrolls into oblivion. It's a super common frustration, and it points to a major gap in where AI is today. And this exact issue is what the researchers are calling the AI's autopilot problem. They're digging into why these incredibly smart models can feel so clumsy when they have to navigate the messy, unpredictable real world of the web. I mean, we've all seen the slick demos, right? The promise is this effortless world where AI assistants handle all our tedious online chores. But the reality? Well, it's often a lot of errors. The AI gets confused by a weird website layout, or it takes your instructions just a little too literally, and the whole thing falls apart. So what's the fix? Well, instead of trying to build a flawless, all-knowing AI pilot, which is proving to be really, really hard, these researchers asked, what if we change the model completely? What if it's all about teamwork? And this image just nails the whole concept. The framework is called CowPilot, and the idea is so simple, but it's also kind of brilliant. You're the pilot. You're in charge. The AI becomes your co-pilot. It does the heavy lifting, the boring stuff, but you're always there to guide it. So how does this work in the real world? It's actually a pretty simple Chrome extension that creates this new kind of partnership. The AI looks at the web page, figures out what to do next, and suggests an action. But, and this is the key, you always have the final word. You can jump in at any second and take the controls. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this handoff actually works. To really get a feel for this framework, we've got to look at one of the key examples from the paper, which they lay out in their figure 1. This quote from the paper sets the stage perfectly. An AI gets a job to do on a website, something on a forum. It starts off okay, but then it hits a wall. It gets stuck. Sound familiar? All right, so here's how CowPilot turns that failure into a win. Step 1. The AI starts out trying to find a specific forum. But then, in step 2, it gets lost and just starts scrolling and scrolling. We've all seen an AI do this. But now, here comes the magic. Step 3, the human, the pilot, steps in. With one single click on the right link, an action that's pure common sense for us, they get the AI unstuck. And just like that, in steps 4 and 5, the agent gets the new info, takes back the controls, and finishes the job. That's the CowPilot rescue mission. The secret sauce that makes all this possible is the user interface. The researchers break this down in their figure 2, and it's all built around this really elegant and powerful interaction loop. Let's walk through it. So it all starts with a suggestion. The AI doesn't just act on its own. It highlights what it plans to do next, right there on your screen. So you get a little preview of its thought process. But what if that suggestion is just wrong? Simple. You just hit the pause button. That immediately stops the AI in its tracks. No mistake is made, no time is wasted. You're now in full control. Then you make the right move yourself. You click the right button or fill in the right field. After you've done that, you just hit resume. The AI takes that new input, understands the correction, and it's back in the driver's seat to continue the task. Suggest, pause, correct, resume. It's that simple. Now, this isn't just a cool concept. This thing actually delivers some seriously impressive results. The researchers put it to the test. They compared a top-tier AI working alone, a human working alone, and the co-pilot team. The numbers? Well, they really do speak for themselves. Okay, just look at this. The standalone AI, even a beast like GPT-4o, barely passes half the time with a 48% success rate. A person on their own? Much better, at 89%. But the co-pilot team, the human and AI working together, a whopping 95% success rate. They don't just beat the AI, they even outperform the human working by themselves. That's synergy. Let's just pause on that for a second. 95%. That's almost perfect. That's what happens when you get collaboration right. And here's the real kicker. You might think, oh, 95% success means I'm doing all the work, but you're not.
in those successful runs, the AI still did almost 85% of the steps. The human only had to step in for that critical 15%. You get maximum results for minimal but absolutely vital effort. And this quote really gets to the core of the conclusion. The AI isn't just a dumb puppet here. The researchers found that the agent can actually understand user actions and use that understanding to get the job done. So it's not just about fixing one little error. It's about giving the AI the context it needs to intelligently recover and see the mission all the way through.
So what's the big picture? What does this mean for the future? CowPilot is more than just a clever tool. It might just be pointing to a whole new way we're going to interact with all kinds of technology. The potential here is pretty huge. For you and me, it means web automation that actually works. But it's also a game changer for research. It's a tool to collect amazing data on how humans and AIs can work together. It provides a fair way to benchmark different AI agents against each other. And ultimately, it could lead to a web that's just more efficient and accessible for all of us. This really is the question, isn't it? When our AI assistants go from being flaky pilots to rock-solid co-pilots, what kinds of bigger, more complex things could we start doing online? What new destinations could we explore together? So, I guess the takeaway is pretty clear. If you're tired of watching your AI get stuck in some endless digital loop, maybe it doesn't need a fancier algorithm. Maybe it just needs a good co-pilot to check its vibe.
And speaking of checking vibes, if you want to be my co-pilot for more deep dives into the culture and technology that are shaping our world, well, you know what to do. Make sure you're subscribed to the 5 Doc on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in.